Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're playing Baskin Brood Scale combo. I really love the black-green version of this deck, but I've been getting pretty trounced lately playing it. I like the sack version, I like the original version, but you don't seem to have enough grind power or mana in play. The Jund version has Cleansing Wildfire, so here in the black-green version, I'm going to be playing Arboreal Grazer. When it enters, you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. We're playing a Golgari Rot Farm to get some extra value off of Grazer, get extra lands in play. And then we have a grindy package with Evolution Witness instead of playing something like Writhing Chrysalis. So Evolution Witness, you can adapt it and you get a permanent from your graveyard to your hand. This synergizes pretty well with Chromatic Star when you have infinite mana. And you have like Sadistically Witness, or you can make infinite mana and then just keep hitting the Witness with Implement of Ferocity to draw your deck. I decided not to play the Malevolent Rumble just because I'm trying to jam so much stuff into the deck. And I'm playing 3 Duress, 3 Safekeeping, 8 of the Deadly Dispute effects, 3 Wellspring and Star, and then 2 Refractor for colors. Sideboard is relatively stock with 4 Drown in Sorrow, 4 Snuff Out, 4 Weather, and 3 Fiend. So we're looking to see how this will work out. If you are playing the Bounce Land version, there is some possibility of playing like a Bajuka Bog in the main deck, but I feel like that's not that great. And I'm already playing a lot of tap lands with Colony Garden here as well to have more Deadly Dispute targets as well as like things to chump block with. The Arboreal Grazer is like maybe pretty good versus fairies and flyers, and all the chumpers can be good versus terror, so that is my plan. If you want to get sideboard guides for the decks I like to play, check out patreon.com/kalikaiz. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment on this video. Let me know what you thought about it. Check out cardmarket.com if you want to check out the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe and get your own battle box going. Let's hop into the matches. All right, round 1 versus Oliver Jukes. We're going to be on the play. And we have only 1 land, so I'm going to mulligan this one. All right, this one is fine. I don't know if I want to be picking up the Colony Garden, though. So I'm going to keep this. Put back the Colony Garden. We'll go land, play the Chromatic Star. Then turn 2, I can sacrifice this land for a different untapped land and play the Golgari Rot Farm and pick it up. All right, I'm going to sacrifice this for, I guess, a black mana. So a swamp here, play the Rot Farm, and pick up the swamp. I do like that it gives you just extra land drops. So we're effectively playing 25 lands in the deck. Opponent cycles Troll of Khazad-dûm, getting a Haunted Mire. Playing a swamp, so they're probably on gardens. Looks like a Lembas. Garden stuff. Wonder if I can beat gardens. Play my Ichor Wellspring out. Draw a card. Probably should have played the landscape and then sacrifice it first. I think I can get a forest now. But maybe the Evolution Witness grindy value will allow us to get through. We have 1 protection spell already. When it plays Conduit Pylons, so a little confused. But I think it's still probably... Maybe it's Jund Gardens. Plays another Lembas. They go top. Cauldron Familiar. I'll play my Energy Refractor and draw a card. Practice for black. Looking for a Deadly Dispute effect. There we go. Land. So we have... I can Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. I'll have too many cards in hand. Then I have to play out the Chromatic Star. Alright, let's Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. And then... out the Chromatic Star. So we do have Witness plus Glee. Our opponent's getting in for 1. Maybe it's just like a Food Gates plays the thing. Guess I can duress you to see what's going on. Pestilence. Oh my god. I'll take the Snuff Out, I guess. I'm going to try to pinch them on mana, I think. We'll play the Rot Farm and pick up the Swamp. And then pass the turn. So this next turn I could go Evolution Witness and try to pick up the Wellspring with the Adapt. I don't really have an answer to an onboard Pest. Our opponent's going to get in for 1. They're playing some sort of food Pestilence. Black-green. Lembas holding up the cast down. So if I can find a Brood Scale right now, we can just win. Yeah, let's... Okay. Field until the next end step. They play a Cauldron Familiar. They've played the Lembas out of their hand. Let's draw 3 cards and pray. We do have the protection spell. Deadly Dispute. Draw 2 more. The rest at a Nightblade. Okay, we'll draw for turn. Draw Deadly Dispute. So, I don't know if I can win if I Deadly Dispute the Refractor right now. Lay out the land. Play the Witness. Then let's see what happens from here. We have 8 cards in hand. I guess I should duress them. But then I feel like I held up the wrong mana. So I'll just duress you. If they cast down the Witness, I'll adapt it to get back the Wellspring. Do the cast down. I'll adapt. Is that good enough? I could just give it protection right now. I'll just hit it with the safekeeping. Alright, let's safekeeping. And then I guess we get rid of their Pestilence. Okay. That sort of worked out. I feel like I was making that harder than it should have been. Our opponent's going to play the Heaped Harvest, getting a land out of their deck. Let's see if they have a non-black-green. Might just get more black. They got a swamp. So they have 1 unknown in hand. They get in for 2. Okay. Kills the Witness. We have a Grazer. So I can go like, play the land, play the Grazer, Deadly Dispute the Grazer, with the trigger on the stack. Okay, we found some stuff, so I guess I can put the Colony Garden into play. Get a plant. Deadly Dispute the plant. Okay, didn't really get anywhere there either. I'll just play out my Energy Refractor and draw a card. More card draw spells. Passing the turn. So our opponent has Heaped Harvest and 1 unknown. Last turn they drew a cast down. Plays another Heaped Harvest. Grabbing a swamp. And getting in. Okay, we'll go to 14 here. I can afford to Insight the Energy Refractor. Okay, I'm going to tap these 2 lands. Sack the Energy Refractor, draw some cards. Not find the Brood Scale. Let's try cycling this landscape. Still didn't find it. 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's play a land. Play the Chromatic Star. And pass the turn. Looking to use my mana to sacrifice the Chromatic Star on end step and draw more cards. They're gaining life and putting lands in play. 2 cards in hand. They're both unknowns now, I think, at this point. We go to 12. Crypt Rats is pretty bad. Okay. Well, Eviscer's Insight, sacrificing the Chromatic Star. Drawing a Colony Garden. And an Insight. So let's play the Colony Garden. Get a plant. And then I'm going to play out my Nightblade. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Then I'm going to play my Implement of Ferocity. And pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'm in a situation where I'm going to try Glee on the Nightblade. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can give me a lot of damage. Okay, they're going to crack the Crypt Rats. I kind of needed that to be the case so that I could sacrifice my Implement or whatever and draw some cards. Whenever a token leaves the battlefield, we gain a life. So let's Eviscer's Insight this Implement of Ferocity. Draw a card. If we can draw a Deadly Dispute. Did not. Okay, so our Nightblade's going to die. They bring back their cat, the cat's going to die again. They bring back the cat dies again. They bring back the cat dies again. Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Okay. We're still alive at 7 life. Play the Grazer. And then guess I'm just going to play the Rot Farm out. I'll pick up the Colony Garden in case I want the token later. I have lots of land drops to make. I've seen almost 40 cards with no Brood Scale. They bring back the cat. Brings back the other cat. So if they have another mass damage spell, we're gonna die. Okay. Yep. I mean, we lose to the Exhume on the Crypt Rats. Weird. So I feel like we just got a little bit unlucky, to be honest. Bring these Mesmeric Fiends in. I don't know if that's actually that good. Rest and Tameo safekeeping were all good. Maybe I can just cut the Refractors for the Mesmeric Fiends. Let's see how that goes. We're on the play. Not the greatest of hands. We have a plant that we can sacrifice on turn 3. But we do have the Glee. I guess I'm going to keep this. I don't really like it, though. We'll fetch for a swamp after playing the Twisted Landscape. And pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent's going to do. Haunted Mire. Okay. Can play Chromatic Star, Colony Garden. So now we have plenty of stuff to hit with our Eviscerator's Insights. They cycle the Troll, grabbing a regular swamp. Let's see if they have a Duress. They play a cat. Okay, so we can block with the plant and sack the plant. Find Tamio's safekeeping. Go land, pass the turn. When it's getting in for 1, blocker, and sacrifice. We'll draw 2. Finding a Duress is pretty decent. They Duress me in response, or as well. So playing Evolution Witness in the deck, you can actually get back the Glees, which can be good. They get rid of my Duress. Interesting. Strange thing to be doing. I guess they might have a... Alright, we're going to start with Eviscerator's Insight. There we go. Found the Duress and see what they were protecting here. Duress you. It was a Deadly Dispute. Okay. They wanted to be able to get their card draw spell going. We'll take the Snuff out. They have Crypt Rats too. So we can't go off this turn. Almost though. They have Crypt Rats and Cast Down in hand, plus Bajuka Bog, which is bad because it gets rid of both of my Eviscerator's Insights. They play a Limbus. I guess they probably play the Bog here. That sucks. Bad news. Play my Chromatic Star. Play the Rot Farm. Pick up this. They have another Deadly Dispute. That is really bad. So now they have plenty of new cards in their hand. Okay, they play a land. Plays the Crypt Rats out. Okay. So let's go land. Play the Brood Scale. Flee the Brood Scale. They go Cast Down. Sacrifice. They do a Crypt Rats activation. Crypt Rats activation. And a third. Okay, we will go safekeeping here. But this means that they get to have the card in hand. It doesn't really get me anywhere unless I draw into something good. Needed a Duress. That was well played. Let's draw. Use a black mana. Yeah, I found the Duress. Take your Cast Down. And we're going to threaten lethal. Got a little bit lucky there. Played to my outs. Alright, now I have a 20/20. Cast Down's out of their hand. 1, 2, 3. So double Troll. Okay. That's the turn. In order to live here, they need a removal spell, or they can play out their Crypt Rats or Troll and block. They can play the Troll now. They play a Heaped Harvest. Okay. So we know all the cards in their hand. I guess they have the Cauldron Familiar in the graveyard to get back. Plays the Crypt Rats. I'll attack for 20. So they're sacrificing the Cauldron Familiar, or sacrificing the Heaped Harvest to the Cauldron Familiar. It gets back the Cauldron Familiar. Then they can block. Then I get a spawn. And I'll play the Colony Garden out. So in their hand is 2 Trolls. Let's just see how they top deck. Hopefully we can find our win condition first. Plays a Troll of Khazad-dûm. We have a bunch of blockers. Gonna attack for 20 again. Okay, they're gonna kill their Crypt Rats. I'll play my Colony Garden and pass the turn. We have flooded out pretty badly. I was very much relying on being able to use the Eviscerator's Insights from the graveyard, but I can't now because they had the Bajuka Bog. There's another Crypt Rats. And we can triple block their Troll. Then we get some more spawns. And our creature gets a bit bigger. They play a Pestilence. Okay. Going to attack you for 25. Walks with the rats. And they're gonna deal 1 damage. Okay. We get a lot more spawns. Do I think that they can Pestilence kill me? It's possible, I guess. Okay. Let's play the Rot Farm, picking up the Colony Garden. Then I'll just play out the Grazer. Get the Colony Garden back into the play. And pass the turn. Come on! I need some draw spells! One has a cat. Okay. We got a 15. Currently they have 8 damage from the Pestilence. Plays a Troll. They can do like 4 damage a turn with the Pestilence. Find a Mesmeric Fiend, that doesn't help. I'll attack you for 31. So they block with the cat dies. My thing's at 32. I have a bunch more spawns. They're going to ping everything. I get a bunch more spawns again. So 1 card in hand. Let's see what it is. Cast down, I'll be wrecked. Plays a Limbus. That's bad. They went bottom. That's good. Haunted Mire. Okay. So they have even more mana in play. They're going to ping everything. Every time that they board wipe with the Pestilence, it just adds a ton of triggers, so I'm F6'd. Right now they're stacking a bunch of Pestilence triggers and dealing a bunch of damage. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So next turn I think they can kill me. So I have to find a draw spell. So at the end of my turn they can ping me twice and then untap and ping. So we found another Glee. We can put it on the spawn and then attack with both creatures, but that doesn't win the game, so it is GG. Okay, we're here in round 2, and this hand is fine. Let's keep. Our opponent has mulligan to 5. Play Implement of Ferocity and pass the turn. Then next turn I'm going Golgari Rot Farm. They're on Vault of Whispers. I think this person's playing Cycle Storm, which is probably not in a good matchup for us here. Don't have any real answers. Yeah. Cycling away. So we probably need to Eviscerate Insight the Implement, and then play a Grazer, hopefully with another land that we draw. Okay, let's draw. Drawing a Forest. Play the Grazer. Get the Forest into play. So next turn it's Wellspring, dispute the Wellspring, play the Grazer, get another land into play, and then hopefully win the next turn after that. But our opponent is playing a deck that can easily turn 3 us. And they haven't done it on turn. They haven't turned 3 to us yet, so they might be able to turn 4 us. Play an Ichor Wellspring. Draw a card. Deadly Dispute the Ichor Wellspring, drawing 3 cards. Finding a Duress. Okay, let's try the Duress. They cycle a Street Wraith. I don't know that that matters. Okay, some mana and a Deadly Dispute. Okay, I'll take the Deadly Dispute then, and play the Grazer, putting another land into play. Okay, what are you going to do, opponent? Probably cycle the Barrenmoors. Cycles 1 Barrenmoor. Cycles a Draenus Stinger. So they could make 3 and then an additional some amount of mana. They found a Lotus Petal. They're going Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Are they going to Reaping for Storm 4? Or just cycling? Okay, all that's in the graveyard. Deadly Dispute. They're just going for it. Hopefully they fizzled. They drew 2 blanks. So let's see if they... Okay, Grim Search. They used a bunch of mana. Puts 1, 2, 3 in the graveyard. I would have kept the Grim Search in hand. Cycles a Healer. They have 3 mana available. Cycles a Street Wraith. Dark Ritual. They continue cycling. And a Carabid. 3 mana available, 2 cards in hand. They'd have to have Songs plus Reaping right now. There's a Lotus Petal, 1 card left. I guess they're just going to Reaping. Or are they just going to pass? Weather the Storm? They're floating a green. It's a weird thing to choose. Okay, they do have a Reaping for a large amount, but they have no mana. Okay, well, they can get back 3 Street Wraiths here. So they have 3 looks at a Songs. So we have to get lucky. That's 1. Cycles again, 2 looks. 3. If they don't have it right now, they're not going to cast it. Like, they wouldn't use the mana to cycle. Did they find it? What a boss. Man. We had a lot of opportunities for them to whiff and they just didn't. Our opponent's just cycling away. Fortunately, I mean, we had the Duress, but it only hit a Deadly Dispute. And they get to just do their thing. I certainly understand people that don't want to play against Cycle Storm because it's a non-deterministic combo. They've got 8 cards in hand, 5 mana. We don't really know what's going to happen. They might win, they might not win, they might do nothing. Ardent Elementalist can get back the Songs of the Damned. I do like playing the deck, I just don't like facing it. They're going to play Songs of the Damned for a lot. They cycle Monstrous Carabid first to maximize mana. Continue cycling. They're at 8 life. Cycling away. Feel like I need some music playing. They deadly dispute the elementalist after cycling a bunch more. They have 5 mana. They've used only 1 songs, I think. Yeah. And 1 reaping. So the probability of fizzling is super low right now. But it's not impossible. Now they're going to teachings for songs. And then they can songs, then teachings for the reaping. Teachings for the reaping, they have the songs in hand. I'm good to pick it up. So now we just need some disruption. Mesmeric Fiends in for the safekeepings. And we'll try again. We're on the play in the post-board games. We have turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Brood Scale. And we just have to rip a sadistically and kill them on turn 2 or turn 3. That would be pretty nice. Go Grazer. Alright, your turn. They cycle Street Wraith to start. Double Street Wraith. We're just going to get turn 1'd. Passes the turn. Okay, we'll go land. Play the Brood Scale. Duress you. Once again, a bunch of mana and a Deadly Dispute. They only have 1 land. I'll take your Dark Ritual. And pass the turn. They have all 4 Street Wraiths right now. It's absurd. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Pass. This way they can't Dark Ritual, cycle. Cycle's a Carabid. They can just rip those Street Wraiths though. Cycling away. Let's see if we can top deck well. Can't believe they have 4 Street Wraiths in hand. That's busted. Wow. Found a Songs of the Damned. Ball Ritual. Cycles a Horror. They're just off to it on turn 2. Easy peasy. Drain a Stinger. Cycling away. It's pretty sick for them that they can get this turn 2 going. They're going to lord it over me in the discords. Cycling. Storm is 2. They deadly dispute their land away. So they're taking some risks. They must have another Songs of the Damned. Cycles a healer, 2 mana in play. Plays a Baron more. Do they pass the turn? They pass the turn. We rip the sadistically. This has been a weird game overall. And now they're the one that's dead. Assuming that they don't have a darkness in play. Wow. That was a lot of back and forth in not a lot of turns. Okay, so we're on the draw. We have a lot of lands in our deck. We have a turn 1 Duress. I'm going to keep this. I guess I would like to draw into a forest so I can go turn 1 Grazer. All right, great. Turn 1 Grazer. Put the land in play. Then we can Deadly Dispute the Grazer into hopefully land drop Duress. Okay. Deadly Dispute the Grazer. Finding a land, hopefully. We did not. Duress you. See what's up over there. I'll take your Grim Search. We have a bunch of mana and 2 cyclers. Okay. So our Grazer was not that great. They cycle their 2 cyclers. And they've got, let's see, find a swamp. So land, I need to speed into things, right? It's probably better off for me to go star plus Eviscerator's Insight. They kept the 0 lander game 1, or game 2. Cycle a Street Wraith here. Grim Search is out of their hand. Street Wraith's out of their hand. Cycles a Baron more, do they have it? Petal, Cabal Ritual. They just pass. Kind of strange. I wonder if they're holding up like a interaction. Accidentally passed. Oh man. I have Brood Scale. Land. Play a Wellspring. So they have to not kill me here. But I couldn't actually go off because I had missed a previous land. If I had not missed a land, I would have had 5 mana and been able to sadistically and make a bunch of mana this turn and draw a bunch of cards. I don't know if they're going to be playing a way to kill my Brood Scale, so I feel like it's safe. And next turn I can attack with it, assuming I get another turn. They're cycling away. Currently has 4 cyclers in the graveyard. I mean, their Cabal Ritual can make 5 mana. Cycles a Carabid, so they have 5 creatures in the graveyard. Now it's pretty much go time for them. Seems like an easy win. Double Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petals, 3 cards in hand. Cycles again. And again. Deadly Dispute, trying to dig for the win. More mana from a Dark Ritual. Deadly Dispute. So we're hoping that they completely whiff on Reaping the Graves and Songs. 3 mana available, 4 cards in hand. Just cycling and cycling. And some more cycling. Another Dark Ritual, 3 cards in hand. Storm is 7, so they're pretty likely to win if they actually get the both Songs and Reaping right now. Cycling and cycling, 3 cards in hand. There's the Songs. They have the Reaping. With 2 Street Wraiths, they have 3 Street Wraiths. I think it's unlikely that they pass the turn. So now what they need to do is cycle the Street Wraiths with the Reaping on the stack, just trying to dig for another Songs. So the best case scenario for me is that they get extremely unlucky and all the rest of their Songs and Reapings are in the bottom 4. Just continue cycling. We'll have to get severely lucky here in order to win. What song should I be singing while I'm watching them go off so that people can still pay attention to it? Just doing stuff. Continuing to cycle. Our opponent's down to 21 cards in library. They have 9 cards in their hand though. Storm is 10. Continue cycling. They have 6 mana available right now. They used quite a bit of their mana in the early game with Cabal Rituals, Dark Ritual. What else? Another Dark Ritual there. So they could run out of mana, but unlikely, still unlikely. Cycling away. Got another Reaping. There's the Songs. If they have Reaping here, I'll just pack it up. I will be tired of it. Tired of it. If I was playing this by myself right now, I'd probably just go take a walk. And they do have the teachings for the Reaping. We'll see you in round 3. I'm here in round 3 trying to pick up a win. I've got a turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Wellspring. So we're doing things. I'm going to keep it and see what happens. Put it on Great Furnace. Yikes. Let's try the Duress, get whatever card draw power out of their hand. That Synthesizer right there, get out of here. So they can just go Tomb Raider right now. Attack for 3. Opponent has a pretty solid hand. Wow, they drew into the Kuldotha. We're super dead. Okay, we'll just go to the next one. That was brutal. We're getting hammered. So this is a lesson in how to get wrecked by all the other people. We're bringing in the Weather Storms and the Drown in Sorrows. I tested this before, this deck, and it went pretty decently, so not sure exactly what the fail is. But we don't need this Nightblade. Just 1 Witness is fine. Maybe it's the Colony Gardens that are not that great. Okay, let's keep this. We have a turn 2 Grazer Rot Farm. So we probably want to go Grazer in the Rot Farm, replay the Safekeeping, or replay the land to get the Blood Fountain into play. Just go ahead and get a Forest because I'm a little bit lazy at the moment. They play an Implement of Combustion. We'll Grazer, putting in the Rot Farm, picking up the Forest. Then let's just play this Blood Fountain out. Get a Blood token. Opponent goes for the Kuldotha right away. They've got a Goblin Tomb Raider, which we can block. I'm just going to go for an immediate board wipe. Play the Twisted Landscape, sacrifice it for a black swamp here. And then get rid of your stuff. Deadly Dispute's great. I'll keep that on top. Okay, we have survived the initial barrage. Can we continue to survive? We have Wellspring into Deadly Dispute, drawing 4 cards. Our opponent has a Blast Runner and an Implement of Combustion. I'll play my Wellspring out, draw a card. Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Draw some more cards. So now I have Weather the Storm, or I can hold and keep a lot of mana in play. I think I'm just going to hold on my mana. Opponent cracks the Implement of Combustion. Plays an Experimental Synthesizer that they probably just drew. Finding a Blast Runner, so they can land into Blast Runner. I could Weather for 9 right now, and then Witness back the Wellspring, or just hold. I think I'm going to hold. I'll go Evolution Witness, Witness back the Wellspring, and then I'll have a 4/3, plus Tameo Safekeeping up. Opponent can just attack for 3 here. Yeah, they've recognized that they can attack for 3. Okay. So now I have Chromatic Star. I can go Star, Insight, and something else maybe. Let's try Chromatic Star into Viscera's Insight. Drawing some cards. Root Scale. And Drown in Sorrow. Okay, let's get rid of your stuff again. I want the forest. I think I do not. I want to draw action. We'll pass the turn. Our opponent cracks the synthesizer, getting a mountain, so I can play the mountain, and now have a mana available for a bolt or whatever. Draw a Rot Farm, play this Evolution Witness, and Rot Farm, picking up the swamp. I'm gonna pass the turn. I want to get to a point where I like adapt the Witness and then have a flurry of burn spells and safekeepings into a Weather the Storm. They play a mountain, Blast Runner. Okay. I mean Bushwhacker, not Blast Runner. They're going to attack. This is fine. Second Bushwhacker. Okay. So I'm going to adapt my Witness, and then they're going to bolt it. Galvanic. So I can safekeeping, or I can just, yeah, I can safekeeping, block this and block this. Let's do that. Safekeeping, and then I'll get back the Wellspring, and then discard the Swamp. All right. Pretty good, because now we have decent blocks. We're only going to take 3 damage. They didn't have anything. Nice. So now I need to try to win as efficiently as possible. So we'll go Brood Scale, and then Sadistically on the Brood Scale. Adapt it. They scoop. Perfect. Well, at least I have a decent plan versus burn. Let's try it again. Oh man, this is way too risky and slow. I'm gonna mulligan. Oh man, also mulligan. I keep saying this. Okay. Keep back. Witness. Wellspring Landscape. We're not in a good spot. Maybe I should have just kept the first hand, because now I've ended up with a hand that's the same as that with fewer cards. Play the Chromatic Star and pass the turn. We're going to sacrifice the Landscape and then play the Rot Farm. I was hoping that I would have an opening hand that had some Arboreal Grazers. They cracked their Kuldotha Rebirth, getting in for 1. I don't have the Sweeper here. Sacrifice for a Swamp. Okay, let's see how dead we get. There's the Bushwhacker. Alright, I have Brood Scale, land. I can sacrifice this for green and safekeeping the Brood Scale. I'm taking 4 damage here though. So bad. They go Lightning Bolt. I will try to safekeeping. They have a second Lightning Bolt. We found the Drown in Sorrow. We're taking 5. They've used 2 bolts. Drown in Sorrow. Bottom the forest. We're looking for a Weather the Storm at this point. Pick up the land. I can't believe I'm at 3 and still alive. But any bolt kills me. They have a Tomb Raider into a hasty creature, which is 3 damage. Yikes. Can I continue playing? I mean, these have been close. I'm going to continue. Round 4. I'm looking to pick up a win. We have Brood Scale into Sadistically. Well, I'm certainly keeping it, but we're hoping for a non-interactive game, I guess. I'll play my land and pass the turn. Our opponent looks to be on Jund Glee, so we're going to go Swamp and untap, looking for an untapped land. We found the untapped land. Play the Brood Scale. Can we turn 3 them? They have a forest and makeshift munitions, but that is not enough. We finally get super duper duper lucky. Tap this, play the Glee, and start cracking. We win. Turn 3. Easy. Now it's going to be less easy because it comes down to grinding through the other person with snuff outs and duress type effects. Get rid of the safekeepings. I think I'm going to get rid of the energy refractors. I want to bring in these mesmeric fiends. I don't really have enough room. Maybe I can afford to cut 1 land and 1 grazer. Cut the colony garden. Maybe 20 lands would have been correct. Wow, we opened the combo again. I'm keeping. Play Twisted Landscape. So if they fetch a swamp, we're going to be a little bit afraid of a Snuff Out. Find a Mesmeric Fiend. Play this landscape and pass. Our opponent fetches a swamp. An Industrial Swamp. They have a Brood Scale. We also have a swamp. And we have a Snuff Out. Bam. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Forest into Mesmeric Fiend. See what's going on over there. They had the Snuff Out. I'll take it. They play a Mountain. They have nothing to Deadly Dispute. They play a Brood Scale. Okay, a little scary. I'll play a Brood Scale. Play Swamp. Pass the turn. Looks like they're going to either use a Wildfire or adapt the Brood Scale. Getting in for 2. No blocks. So they're adapting it. Yep. Pretty expected. Then they can Deadly Dispute their Brood Scale. Plays a Blood Fountain. They can't Deadly Dispute this turn. Can I find another Snuff Out? Looks like no. Flee this. And then we will attack. Alright, we get another spawn. I think it's currently a 4/4. I'll play a Swamp and pass the turn. Okay, they have a Drawswords Bridge, which turns on their Cleansing Wildfire. Looks like they're going to block and Deadly Dispute. We have a Mesmeric Fiend. We'll get that into play. They go for the Deadly Dispute now. A little sketch. They Deadly Dispute the Treasure Token, okay. Deadly Disputes the Blood Fountain. What's going to happen? Mesmeric Fiend finds... They have Wildfire, Spellbomb, Sadistically. So I have to take the... Oh, they just scoop. Okay. I guess they were having just as bad of a run as us. We are now 1-3. Let's go for that 2-3. Let's get it done. Okay, 1-3 on the play. I want that chest back. Let's mulligan. Or my 50 play points, that is. We can't keep this one. Okay. The power of the 1 bounce land hand. Gonna mulligan again. Okay, we have the combo. Let's go. Land. Okay, let's keep. We're on 4. So we need the 2 lands. I mean, we could keep these 4 cards and then work our way back to comboing, but these are going to be on the bottom of the deck. I have to get rid of Deadly Dispute, Forest, next star, and pass the turn. Our opponent's on Geothermal Bog. Maybe that means Dredge. Don't know what that means. It could also be Jund Gardens, which would be really bad. We'll pick up the swamp here. Cycle a Generous End, and they're probably on Dredge. Haunted Mire, okay. I'm just going to assume it's Dredge. Go land, Root Scale, play the Glee. So now they have to play a creature. If they're not Dredge, they got me, is what it is. Okay, they are Dredge. So the nice thing about this is we are pressuring their creatures on board by attacking every turn here, meaning that they are not going to be able to they're not going to be able to work up to the Dread Return quite as easily. Let's turn this guy on. Start building up some spawns. Get a little bit lucky. And we can maybe win. The Viscerator's Insight the spawn. Draw 2. Finding a second Glee. Let's draw some more cards. Insight the spawn again. Okay. So I drew a Chromatic Star. Doesn't really get me anywhere. I'll play the Chromatic Star and then sacrifice it for black. Maybe green would have been smarter. If I sacrificed it for green, I could have put the Brood Scale into the battlefield, which I did not do. Okay, send. I have to make sure that I don't yield through the turn, because if they don't block, I do want to deal them 20 damage. All right, they blocked. That's a smart thing to do. So we're going to potentially just sadistically one of the spawns and have 2 lethal attackers. A Malevolent Rumble. Finding what? Okay, they've got a bunch of creatures. And they choose Troll. Cycles the Troll. If they don't have a second creature here, they are dead. Maybe they're going to play Exhume. Okay, they Exhume on something. I guess the Lotleth Giant, but we do have a Mire Triton. Now we have 2 lethal attackers. Plus I have the Tameo Safekeeping. Sadistically here. We win. Oh man, feels good, feels good. I'm not entirely sure how I should sideboard. I don't think the duresses are necessarily good, but they might bring in snuff outs. Probably want the mesmeric fiends. I'm just going to bring in the fiends over the safekeepings and see what I can do about their hand. Try to disrupt them and win the game. Okay, that was a pretty nice run for us. We're going to mulligan again. One more time, mulligan. Okay, we have things to do. Keep. Put back Nightblade and the Insight. Our opponent leads on Forest. I'll play Landscape, sacrifice it for a swamp and pass the turn. Okay, your go. They're cycling a Troll, so maybe they have an Exhume here. I'll probably just slam the Brood Scale. There's the Exhume. Oh no, Prowler, okay. Trespasser's Curse. Ugh, that's not good for me. I didn't expect that. We'll lead on the Brood Scale in case something cool happens and we can, like, try to kill them. At least blocks. They play a Satyr Wayfinder. And what do they find? Okay, they picked no cards. So they have a bunch of stuff in hand in the graveyard. Let's play the Refractor and draw a card. Rot Farm back this Forest. Since I wasn't doing anything with that mana anyway. Our opponent milling Giant, Pylons, Trespasser's Curse. A little nervous about that Trespasser's Curse, that's for sure. But if they're just going to be dredging, then I don't have to worry about it. So this upcoming turn, if I Deadly Dispute the Refractor and I find Sadistically, then I can make my creature big and attack, but it doesn't really win the game. They are casting a Stinkweed Imp. True, that's a good idea because they can just block now. Go Implement of Ferocity, Deadly Dispute it, finding Chromatic Star, and Witness. So now I can start doing the Witness back the Implement thing, play the Chromatic Star, and pass the turn. So we're going to accrue a little bit of value, but we're not winning the game yet. If I find the Glee, it's just good game because... Maybe not. Yeah, we'll make infinite mana, get back the Implement, and implement the Witness over and over and over for the win. Okay, 5 mana for the opponent. Looks like they may just attack with a Stinkweed Imp. They're getting in. Plays another Stinkweed Imp, 3 cards in hand. We have an Eviscerator's Insight. I'll try cracking the Chromatic Star. There's the Nightblade. That's really good. Let's see. Play the Nightblade out. And then use the treasure token for green. Play the Grazer. And put the Rot Farm into play. Picking up the Swamp. Our opponent cycles a Troll. And what do they get? They got a Swamp. They play the Swamp. They have 10 creature cards in the graveyard. I'm not blocking this turn. We'll go to 18, which is not amazing. 3 cards in hand. Oh, do they have double Giant now? They have another Dredge Return in the graveyard? They don't. Dredge Return in hand. Getting back Satyr Wayfinder. Finding Stinkweed Imp, Scrapwork Mutt. They can Scrapwork Mutt right now. Try to mill another. They have the Dredge Return right now, and there's another lot with Giant, so we lose. I'm going to bring in a couple of Weather the Storms. Okay. That'll help me fight through their curse thing. We still cannot draw a hand with lands. Oh, I remember now that I took some lands out. My bad. Let's keep this and put back the Weather for the moment. Not the greatest thing here in the opener. Play a land, pass the turn. We still have 21 lands, right? I didn't take out lands here. No. Okay. Finding another Weather. Play the Ichor. And draw a card. Another Glee. Okay. Sort of looking for something to do. We do have the Eviscerator's Insight. They play the Trespasser's Curse. I have the anti-curse tech in my hand. Dispute this Wellspring with the Eviscerator's Insight, drawing a Refractor and a Swamp. So now I can duress you, I guess. Okay, that wasn't great. Put the Dredge Return right into their graveyard. They play a Prowler. They just mill a couple of creatures and a Malevolent Rumble. Play the Refractor here. I'm looking for a Brood Scale. I found it. Brood Scale. That's a turn. They get in for 2. Can't do anything about it. So we know they played the Prowler from hand. Dredge return's gone. Played the Swamp. Plays a Scrapwork Mutt. Discarding the Stinkweed. Okay. Multiple imps go in the graveyard. They have 6 creature cards in the graveyard. Satyr Wayfinder now. Okay. And a Wellspring. So let's start by adapting this. Okay. Glee on this thing. So we're going to take some damage. Play the Wellspring, draw a card. Make some mana. Visitor's Insight, sacrificing the Wellspring. Puts us to 10 life. And a Duress. Duress doesn't really do anything. Storm is 3. Play a land. Well, Visitor's Insight, this spawn. Draw some cards. Finding a Grazer. So I guess I can go like play the Grazer, put the Rod Farm into play. That's gonna put me to 6 life. And then I can play the Visitor's Insight into Weather the Storm. Green, Grazer, Rod Farm in play. Pick up this. The Forest doesn't matter that much. I don't think there's anything that I need to duress from them. Let's just go 3, 6 mana, 6 curse triggers on the stack. Make a black. Visitor's Insight, sacrificing my Grazer, I guess. Could have just not yielded to that there and drawn an extra card. I get to draw the cards anyway, because I only have 1 trigger. Okay, we find a Deadly Dispute. Farm is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now. This is sort of mana neutral. Or life neutral. We're going to make a black. Deadly Dispute, one of my spawns. I will take the damage here. Draw 2 cards. And then we'll go for the Weather Storm. Gaining 20 some odd life. We'll go down to like 15 now. Right? Then I think I need to attack. I guess it doesn't really matter if I attack. So I'll hold back. Get rid of some lands. I feel like I was pretty close. I think just not having 2 of my things in the deck is wrecking me. I think I mulliganed and then I put it on the bottom. Okay, they bring the Scrapwork Mutt back. They currently don't have a giant in the graveyard, but they have 1 in their hand. I think they can just discard it. Okay, our opponent's coming in. So we will block this one, I guess. They're trying to put maximum creatures in their graveyard. Block these. We'll always yield to this. And then I'm just going to put 1 creature into the play. Just say no to the rest. They play a Stinkweed Imp. I guess that kills me now because they can sacrifice 3 creatures to bring the giant back. Okay. GG. Let's see if that creature was on the bottom of my deck. I think I just bottomed a Weather the Storm. We are too far. Oh, we are so close to the Nightblade. Man. 1, 2, 3. Could play this, could play this, play this. Maybe I should have just tried to dig into it on that turn that I weathered, and then I could have won. Aw, bummer. Sometimes it's hard to play combo decks. All right. Sorry we didn't get there, everybody, for the massive win, but, you know, we ended up 1-4. Saw that some of the games were tight. It's hard to be combo in this metagame, I guess. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.